sober. I know plenty of dudes in bands who are like that. They're like all gaudy now, and they drink wine and smoke weed and they take pills and they claim to be sober, which is, I'm like, there's so many levels of hypocrisy. Like I don't know where to even start.
Scott, you're a fan of evil, so you'll always be there. But you're not. You don't believe in either one, do you?
No,
Right.
really, no.
Right.
I mean,
So then, when
no.
somebody decides to believe in the Lord, and still try to run the other game, it's like, why would you be that invested in either one? What you could just do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody. I don't understand why everyone has to get the God thing going at all.
I just think it's the addictive personality. They need. I don't bag on anyone. I understand that there are people on this planet who weren't ex-addicts, and that's the only reason they're religious.
I have religious friends also that are so good now.
I have plenty of people in my life who actually truly believe in some type of religion, and they have their faith, and I get it, and it's not an issue for me as long as they don't start.
Satan?
Are they afraid of Satan?
You?
Do I ever
pray to Satan?
No.
None of that.
No.
You've never hung out with anybody like that?
No, I always think. See,
People
that's the other
come
thing.
up to you and said, "Hey, can we
Of
talk to you
course,
for a second?"
yeah, of course. But that's just as ridiculous to me
But
as Jesus.
What's the creepiest one of? Because I would imagine Scott Ian Anthrax, some like dark guy, can be like, "Hey, look, can I talk to you for a second, brother?" And try to convince you to join some.
No one's ever really done that. I think there's just, I've actually, I've met some black metal dudes who truly believe they are true Satanists, but I have as little belief in that as I do as any other religion. What I always find funny is they consider that like metal is the devil's music, rock and roll is the devil's music, and all that kind of stuff. But if you're a dude who loves heavy metal, or if you're a guy in a black metal band, and do you really think if you go to hell, that's the kind of music you're going to get to listen to? That's where people go wrong. You're going to hell, it's the devil. If you go to hell and you love metal, you're not getting to listen to Iron Maiden and Judas Priest.
I don't think you get music; you just get fire.
Well, that, or you get tortured with other shitty music that you hate.
Right.
You don't get to listen to the shit you like.
Yeah, just because you happen to dig the devil's vibe doesn't mean the devil's going to give you his.
That's
vibe
what I always find
really weird.
Such lame about the whole thing, that people say heavy metal is the devil. What is the devil's music?
I think maybe that's the church that tells you if you go to the devil, then he doesn't befriend you. But I think because the devil doesn't tell everybody about how awesome he is or anything. It's just like the God people telling you how bad the devil guy is. So I think when you go there, yeah, there's like fire and stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's just like partying guy, and you can do anything you want with anybody, I think. Just unfortunately, probably everyone can do something to you as well, but I think eventually you would just get used to hell and be pretty sweet. You could drink as much as you wanted, and I think everyone's good at guitar. Scott, you'd feel pretty.
You know what? I
be with you.
I think not to sound cliche, but I don't know.
Yes, you do.
It's way over my ability to, if there really is some kind of place like that to go to, it's just, I guess the interpretation comes down to the individual.
Yep.
I guess so. I like your version.
It's just like a very
easier to deal with.
A very fiery Tijuana.
Yeah, like there's spots where there is an actual fire coming out of the ground. We're just fucking standing there, like, "What's up, Scott? What have you been up to?" Fucked some like whores that had pig heads, and I drank way too much this morning. My dick hurts, and I'm like, "Fucking all right, man. I'm gonna go do a backflip into that fucking pit of fire or something. It doesn't matter. I'm not even real anymore." Woo.
So what you're saying is there's just no consequence. It's a place of no consequence.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Why would anybody want to? Why is it so cool to be metal? Why is it so cool to feel like evil things feel cool, go fast, engines, fucking explosions and shit? Why does that feel so cool? And then when I go to the place where it all came from, it starts hurting me. It doesn't make any sense. Like it starts to rule there. All the things that rule.
But aren't you supposed to go to hell to be punished?
No,
I don't know. I don't know
what. But if you're representing him, how is he punishing you when you get there after you've been representing the whole time?
But who says you're really representing him? Who's to say?
The Bible does.
But why? How is heavy metal like anti-Bible?
Because we're evil.
Because we're evil?
Yeah.
I'm not evil.
Yes, you are. You don't know it, but you are. You do know it. You've got a pentagram tattooed on your arm.
No, it's an A.
You're a smart ass.
It's
It's a little pentagram.
It's a thraxogram.
It's a little Grammy, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but a pentagram doesn't mean evil. It's a
It can to
5-pointed
somebody.
star.
Nothing's really evil, but you can just think people will think you're evil.
Yeah.
You're giving people evil thoughts.
I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that whole thing that metal is evil. Even if you're singing about the devil, I think it goes way bigger than that. It's got to be so above our heads, right? It has to be.
What does?
Hell couldn't be as simple as the dude who's like, I'm happy that King Diamond is out there doing my work.
I'd like to think the devil could do. I love King Diamond, but I'd like to think the devil could do a little bit better than King Diamond.
Right.
No, but I
think
guess
you like Slayer.
Right, I know, but right, wouldn't it like?
It would make sense if the devil would be like, that's a
But
good
so
riff.
you're saying then is like Dick Cheney doing the devil's work and things like that, like on a much bigger level?
Is Dick Cheney like just tells lies about the government or something? Is that
Sure,
what they
let's go with that for the sake of conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
who do you consider to be the most evil person in the world?
People that like
Child
rape and
molesters?
murder and do stuff.
So
to
are they
babies.
doing? So then, do you want to align
they-
that
they-
with
they-
me?
No. But look, hey, there's good people out there that are aligned with you in ways you don't want them to be either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it comes with. I didn't finish. It would come with all the bad as well.
Right,
There's
okay.
bad people
Right.
there.
So
If
baby
you like
rapers
Crewtown,
are doing the
Are
devil's
there?
work
You're
too.
allowed to kill them.
Okay, I'm down with that. Kind of like jail.
Yeah.
Murder's free in hell.
So
Right.
you better be a badass because anyone could be coming at you.
Yeah, but I think when you die, you just come back. I mean, where am I going?
Oh, you don't
You
go
just
to
die,
It's like
painful death,
Like
and then
that Tom Cruise movie.
yeah,
which is a hell unto itself.
Dude,
if
that-
had a
did you
sit
want-
with-
what is-
No, I won't go see it.
dude, I watched that. I watched it like tired at night on the couch, bored, and I'm like, I could go to sleep or I could watch a movie. And of course, whenever I'm tired, I do the most gluttonous thing I can think of. So it's like, put a movie on, waste $5. So then I watch Tom Cruise get slapped in the face, and then they do it again. I'm like, man, what? And then I fell asleep and I woke up and I'm like, man, what the fuck was with that Tom Cruise movie? The guy, I think it was going around, but it must have gone somewhere. There's no way the movie could just have his same scenario over and over again.
Yeah.
And then I went to watch it again. I fell asleep. So I watched it 3 times before I watched the movie. And then so I'd seen that way more than you have.
He killed and died and repeated way more in your
So many times that I felt took a piece of me away
right.
because I felt bad for still being here.
See, I think I get where you're going with this heaven and hell thing. I think this is a pretty compelling idea. Let's just say at the end of your life, you get to choose to go into one of 2 music venues.
Yeah.
And one is like a classical music venue. It's like the opera or something. And the other one is like a metal club.
Yeah.
Right? And the problem here is that the people who run the classical place got to write the promotional materials for the metal club.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they going to write? They're going to be like, are you really going to go in there with those fucking assholes? Those guys have no fucking idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Thing
Of
is,
course they're gonna give you a bad write-up. Of course they're gonna say the guy in charge hates you. Why would he hate you if you've been representing?
Yeah, that's where all the dicks go.
Yeah,
but
man.
doesn't. But if Satan is a total dick though, so he might hate you.
Maybe
for
God's
doing-
a total dick.
A lot
He
of guys
might
who
be
run metal
too.
clubs are dicks, but it doesn't ruin metal clubs entirely.
I reckon if you're a down ass motherfucker, Satan's
this
cool
is-
with you.
This is why I don't believe, because I have no control over it.
Don't you think he could be positively evil? Like, could he be like, you know what's got in fucking, you mean that shit with Anthrax? I mean, fuck yeah, man. You know how many millions of kids you rocked for that many fucking years? Hell yeah. Hey, fucking Jimmy, that fuck little fucking Billy, get over here for your midnight session of me shoving pineapples up your ass. Like, you know what I mean? So he has a beer with you.
So
and
what
he
you're
fucking-
saying
he
is-
rapes rapers.
So what you're saying is, I just want
It's
to
like
get
a
this straight.
superhero.
So a guy like me, who's been doing the devil's work,
Positive devil's work.
positive devil's work since 1981, I get a better seat in hell.
Yes.
I'll
It's
go-
a fun seat.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. It's like you'll have a jacuzzi, and it's not like boiling. Nobody dies in it. It's a relaxing jacuzzi.
It's a nice temperature.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People can have champagne, any kind you want.
Yeah, and you don't have to like watch the guys getting raped with pineapples. It's like Studio 54. Like you could go to Studio 54 if you weren't going to go take part in the cocaine
Right.
orgy with Geraldo Rivera.
Exactly.
They didn't force you to go.
Here's
watch
the
it.
big one,
So
Scott
basically,
Ian.
hell would just be like my life.
No, but here's the big one. When you get there to the gates and you talk to the man, you get your hair back. instantly it starts pouring out of your head.
I
It's
look
just
so
like,
much better bald though.
but you still want the option. Come on.
I actually don't. I don't want it.
God,
I don't want it.
Bold than I.
I
You braced
love-
yourself too much.
I
my
swear
bald
to
friend.
God, I love being bald.
I like being bald too.
I look so much better. Look at pictures of me with hair. I look
You look
terrible.
good. Well, no, you had when your hair was starting to go bald. Yeah, that doesn't look good. But
No,
when you-
even when I had hair, it just looks weird.
what
on
about
me.
if you got like?
I'm like look, New York Jews don't look good with long hair.
What about if your hair grew back like Tom Hanks's new hair?
Tom Hanks has new hair?
Because Tom Hanks had like real curly hair, didn't he, Michael? And then later on, all of a sudden, he has straight hair and lots of it. If you know what I mean, Scott Ian.
I don't actually.
Really? He was a semi.
you mean like-
he was a semi-bald 13-year-old.
You mean like
big.
Elton John's new hair?
Well, Elton John has straight up wigs. That's where I would go.
Right.
Because it's like, I'm not going to get it sewn on there, but I'll just wear one, and you can all know I'm wearing one.
Right.
Then,
yeah,
it sort of takes the. I'm not pretending. Oh no, it grew back. No,
Yeah.
this is me. This
What?
is my.
What? What do you? I don't know what you're.
What?
thinking.
Oh, this? Yeah, no, I've just been growing it out. Yeah, I would
Wigs
not
are
try to-
hot though, right? When you put them on, it's just instantly like, oh god, it's hot.
You know what? I never wore it for a long period of time. I always sort of wear it, and I look in the mirror and go, man, if only that shit was real, man. Fucking good old days. I'll be back, man.
You kind of look like you have hair though.
I know. That's why I got it from a
It's
distance.
weird, though, like
Yeah.
really flat hair.
Like Ming the Merciless hair. Yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, would I do that? But I don't know if at this point in my life, I can't sit for tattoos anymore. I just have no patience left.
Well, then this would not be one you would
No.
want to invest in.
No, definitely not.
I'm getting my ass tattooed tonight. My whole ass cheek. Getting
What
a big Viking ship on there. Because I got like
Awesome.
all these. I lost bets and I got people's names tattooed on my ass.
Right.
And it just looks stupid, Scott. One it says Raw Dog, and then another one says Joe Willie, and then another one in blue across my ass says Marlon Ackerman.
It's gotta be weird when your bare ass is a conversation starter.
Yeah.
So what's the statute of limitations on having to get those names tattooed and now covering them up? How many years did you have to?
The only person that I would even care about on it would be the Joe Willie guy, because I lost a bet fair and square, and I just said, if I lose, I'll get your name tattooed on my ass.
Right.
And he called the show and said, I let you fucking cover your ass, because it's been like 5 years, right?
Probably about that.
Yeah, because a lot of people make those bets, but they don't actually like draw up a contract that says, and you have to have it
For the
at
rest of your
least-
life.
Yeah.
No, thank God that's not in the clause.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to get it covered. I'm looking forward to having a normal ass. I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a normal ass, but imagine if you didn't.
You probably take it for granted.
Yeah, that's
Put
all.
yourself in his shoes.
There you go. I mean, your book's selling, and you're out there, and you're on the road, and if you're ever having a bad day, just think, well, fuck, man, my one of my ass cheeks is all fucking like tagged up and looks like a hooker on a bad night.
Yeah,
And it's
never
battered.
never got my ass tattooed. I still have a lot of landscape, but like I said, I just can't sit anymore. The patience I had for being under the needle is 20 minutes. I'm like, fuck you, stop. I can't take it anymore.
Well, you did a great job. If it was
Thanks.
that painful, you look like it must have been a fucking terrible couple of hours you got there.
No, well, a lot of these were done a long time ago. I have a top of my foot needs to be finished for a piece that Paul Booth's been working on me, and I've got like 40 minutes of work on the top of my foot, and it's been like 5 years. I just haven't gone back to finish it because I'm just being a pussy
You
about
should
it.
just get black tooth grins.
I got it. I got that right here.
No, you should just start drinking them. Before
Oh,
you get that tattoo.
gotcha. And I don't want to use the cream. Everyone tells me about some cream you can put
Why
on
not?
now. I don't know. Is it? Did
I've-
you do that?
Not when the other when did I have done it. If anyone has it, fuck
Does it
yeah,
work?
put it on there.
Does it work?
Well, the only time I did it on my knee the other day, I got my whole kneecap tattooed, and
Kneecap
It
sucks.
it didn't. I didn't. Maybe because she's like a way lighter tattooist than my old one, but maybe she did put that stuff on. Maybe that had something to do with it, but it fucking did not hurt at all.
Wow, because I did my right knee was some of that was terrible.
Yeah,
Like turned me off tattooing.
really.
That was my last tattoo. This Paul Booth thing, and Paul is
Maybe
very heavy.
see that's because that's the difference. I've noticed with the other guy that used to tattoo me compared to this girl that tattoos me. It's not. It's like it's 5 times as painful when it's a heavy hand.
right,
5 times. Like
Yeah.
on my head, it was the most pain I've ever been in.
right,
Besides, like just having a bone coming out of my skin or something.
yeah.
But usually
yeah.
because of that, shock kicks in. So that's not really like straight. Like 100% I feel all this pain. It's more of a, you're like, fuck, am I going to die? So that helps the pain.
Yeah. Well, I used to be of that mindset of like, you know, the pain was part of the tattoo, and then
Yeah.
I started calling bullshit on that.
That's, see, because I'm worthy. I got this with no spray on my fucking head. But
Yeah.
I'll spray if someone has spray and says it's not going to hurt as much,
Right.
okay, put it on. I don't, like, nobody, fuck them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
you don't know what a fuck I'm like. I fucking know what a real
Yeah,
tattoo
I did
feels
this.
like.
Yeah.
Like, the tattoo people in the shop were going, fuck, dude.
Right.
And I was going, yeah, really?
Paul Booth actually,
Like
because
a
he's got
nightmare.
Paul Booth's had his tattooed like that, and he said he went into shock from it. It was like 12 hours or something. It was just like,
It
for
is
12
bullshit.
hours. Like,
Because you can't escape it because it's raining on the bit that you're telling to escape.
and he said the vibrations
Yeah.
too were just like it made him insane.
Yeah.
I know Kerry King's got his head done too.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I think like it because I love the way it looks.
I know, you're a candidate for sure.
I'm like looking at it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it looks so cool. I just don't know if I'll just be like, ah, and then I'll run away.
You just shoot like some sort of painkiller into your actual head. I mean, you're Scott Ian. You got connections, man.
I do.
Just like bing, 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 like a bunch of needles just around it. And like, go,
Yeah.
do it. I can't feel nothing. I'm gonna watch a movie.
Go full Hellraiser.
Yeah. Oh, I would do that if there was someone that would do it.
Scott, I'm curious. Like everybody lives their life, you're kind of always looking forward to the next thing. When you write a book, you got to look back. Looking back on your life, looking back on your career, looking back on Anthrax. Did it make you reevaluate stuff? Did it change your take on your own life, looking back over it? Your
It
professional
did.
life. How so?
It did. There was because I did spend a lot of time thinking about some of the things in the book, like and really kind of trying to go back to that time and really just see who the hell was I in 1990? Because yeah, I don't think a lot of people do that. A lot of people, it's easy to say, "Oh, I'm a different person now. I've grown up," or this or that. But to go back and think, like, who the fuck was I when I was 26 years old? Who was that idiot? You know, like, what was I thinking about? Like, who? Like, you know, to get back in that mindset, it's not an easy thing to do, and especially because at that time, just thinking about where the band was at and what was happening, and one of the things in the book, specifically when we made the big lead singer change back in '92 when we fired Joey Belladonna and hired John Bush, that was a really traumatic thing on so many levels, personally and business professionally, you know, for us at the time, and a really big deal. And I really did a lot of, I hate to use the phrase soul searching, but just to really kind of get back into that mindset as to why we made that decision and how did that come to be, and really put myself back in those shoes and know who I was and really look at it now and be able to think, okay, you know, I get it now. I see who I was and why my marriage was going bad, not with the band, but my marriage at the time was going bad, and I was going through kind of hell on that end, and lyrically, a lot of the stuff I was writing was coming out of that, and really so much of it had to do with me writing these lyrics that I just couldn't deal with someone else singing my emotions and my feelings anymore. And it's not like I could step up to the plate and do it. I'm not a singer. And I think so much of that frustration was building up and building up and building up, and to the point where I felt in my brain that we had to make this change. And, you know, I never, you know, I also never looked at it from Joey's side of, you know, what it meant to him, you know, to suddenly not be in the band anymore, and what the decision that basically I made at the time, because I went to the band and said, we got to make a change because that's it. I can't do this anymore. So it's, in a sense, I'm not going to do this anymore. And
No,
you mean
honestly,
you can't do this anymore as in you can't deal with him anymore?
yeah, like we need a new singer. You
You
know,
Is
obviously-
it singing chop-wise or personal?
it wasn't chops. He was an amazing singer. I
So
just
just-
felt I couldn't deal with the fact that someone else was singing my words. That's
But
really
you
what
wanted
it came
somebody
down
else to
to.
do it, though.
Someone who was able to just get it across, get those emotions across
Okay.
in a different way, in a different style, maybe, so to speak. Because
Yeah.
if you listen to John and Joey stylistically, they're very different singers.
Yeah.
And I just felt like Joey wasn't getting across the emotion of what I had going on in my head, and therefore then was coming out as what Anthrax sounds like on
I
a
get it.
record. And it just, I couldn't deal with it anymore. And in a sense, I had to take that out on him back then. And it you know, being able to look back on it all these years later, you know, a lot of it too, Joey said to me at some point in the last 4 or 5 years, because he rejoined back in 2010, he said something to me in the last few years about saying, he's like, I could have moved forward with you guys. I really feel like I could have sang on Sound of White Noise, because I said to him, I know I'm jumping around a bit, but on the last record, Worship Music, Joey's, return to Anthrax, I told him, I was like, dude, this is, basically didn't know he had it in him. This was like a new Joey that I had never heard before, and he said I could have moved forward back in 1992. I could have sang on Sound of White Noise, and I'm like, yeah, but that 27-year-old me, or however old I was, I didn't understand that back then. I was just a ball of rage, and I had so much going on in my life that I couldn't see past that. Basically, I just couldn't see past my own bullshit at that point in time, and so much of that went into it. So it was a lot of looking back at that kind of stuff to get this in the book. And it's stuff that I kind of took for granted for a long time, because I don't look back ever until I started writing a book.
So with all due respect to John Bush, if you had to do all over again, you wouldn't have done it?
No, I can't change anything. No, I mean, I can't say that, it's impossible. I don't have a time machine. That's why you never have to actually answer that question, because until someone, builds me a time machine, then I wouldn't know. But
you feel bad about it.
At the time, I do feel bad about it now, especially with the reconnection that I've had with Joey in the last 4 years. It makes me feel like maybe I didn't give that guy his due.
Does he know exactly what you're saying right now? Does he know
I
this?
doubt he's listening to it.
But have you explained it in this fashion? Because to
it's
me,
in the book, and I think I've tried.
Is he going to find this? What is he going to learn any of this from the book?
I hope so.
But he hasn't heard it from your mouth.
Yeah.
No, because I think I only learned it from writing the book.
Are you realizing this right now?
Not right now, no. But in the last 2 years,
deal, and he's in your band.
It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. To basically to have made that decision back in 1991, 92, and then looking back on it all these years later, to really put myself in those shoes again. Yeah, I hope he knows how much I love him, actually. And, the fact that I can't say it was the wrong decision back then, because it was the only decision that could have made the band move forward at that point in time. So that, in a sense, that doesn't help, 20-something years.
But I understand. You didn't have the wisdom of time back then.
Exactly.
So you couldn't have made the record.
Of course.
Wisdom. Right.
But to be able to look back on it, and to think that, maybe I just couldn't get past my own bullshit at the time to really maybe have thought, like, I should give this guy, the respect that he's earned over the last 8 years being in Anthrax, and, us going from nobodies to somebodies and all that. And, I wasn't, it wasn't just me, and everyone, the other 4 dudes in the band were all on the same page. It just so happened to be that I wrote the lyrics. So for me, it was just way more, just in my heart, I guess, at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the things, going and looking back, it's not an easy process. If it wasn't for me, writing about some of this stuff, certainly. I mean, even stuff like whether it was Cliff Burton dying or Daryl dying, things like that, going back and really writing about it, and really examining your feelings and writing about it. It's not easy shit to write about. I've been lucky that I haven't lost a lot of family in my life. So writing about those 2 guys who I was very close to, it was tough.
Yeah, I understand.
I know we don't have you for too much longer, and I think
I'll stay as long as you want.
Do you want to give away some passes?
I just want to say I really respect you for what you just said, dude. I know it's already in the book, but I really love it when somebody can just be honest about shit that you've done in the past, even if it doesn't make you look like the champion of the world.
Oh, dude, I think
that's real fucking big, dude. Seriously,
I wouldn't have written the book if I couldn't have been honest about shit, and I felt like you have to be honest, and there's a lot in this book that does not make me look good in my relationships, especially my first wife. I'm honest about what an asshole I was.
Yep.
I had to be honest about it. Otherwise, for me, really, what would be the point? Otherwise, I could have written a book of just a whole bunch of anecdotes and a whole bunch of crazy stories, but that I already kind of do that in my talking show. I wanted the book to have more of a narrative and a beginning, middle, and an end. So, that was important to me going into it. That just I'm gonna be honest, warts and all, as they say.
I couldn't. I out of anybody, I completely understand. Like that, my book is exactly the same
Right.
thing. I was like, why would I make everybody read this? Why would I make people put a cover on a giant thing when I talk about shit all day on the radio?
Yeah,
This is gonna have to be shit that I don't want to talk about, shit that I've never thought about.
sure.
And it was, I can't even read it. Like I told him once, and I tried to read it, and I can't even read it.
Yeah, it's
I
disturbing.
think I will be able to one day, but
It's
I could-
hard.
yeah.
It was a hard process.
Yeah.
Therapeutic too,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. Finishing it at every step along the way, like finishing the book, and then just knowing it's done, and then even getting the first like PDF and an email of your thing, and you're like reading that because I had to read the book like 70 times, like just going through it and editing. I don't know if you had to go through the whole process of once
No, I
the
totally
lawyers.
I did.
Once the lawyers get a hold of it at the publisher,
Yeah.
and then they start telling you, maybe you should change this about this person and this about this person and change this language because, you're going to get sued by everybody.
Okay.
And so,
A little bit.
We had a
He
bit of that.
would forward me an email and just so you know, they want to change this one thing about this. Are you okay with that? I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
Why? Because if they do this, then you can
Right.
get in trouble for that. I'm like, oh, well, okay, then yeah, change her name to something.
right.
Right, and a lot of it becomes like so and so had a gun and they were swearing they were gonna kill me. And it becomes, I don't know, maybe this guy had a weapon.
Yes.
It was dark.
The lawyers, yeah, exactly.
Not exactly, but
The
that kind
lawyers
of stuff.
they're very good about it. They would say, look, you can say whatever you want as long as you know that someone is going to sue you. So it's just a case of how much, of that you want to deal with. And like, I don't want to deal with any of that. So, you go through it and you just try and find the ways. Exactly. You're trying to find a way to say it in the same way,
Mhm.
without actually. One thing I didn't know is that famous people it's kind of open season on if someone is famous, you could pretty much say what you want to say. Whereas if it's, let's say, a private citizen, someone who's not famous, they have an expectation of privacy. So if all of a sudden you're saying a bunch of shit about someone who's not famous, the expectation of privacy thing comes in, and a lawyer can come and like eat you up over that. So that's why, like, if someone who's not famous, and there's plenty of people in my book who I'm talking about who are not famous, you have to find ways to say things to get the point across and then not leave it open.
I changed their names to all the dogs I had in my life.
I changed names.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly had to change names.
Scott-
Real quick, let me get this in because I'm not trying to kick you out. I think you want to give away some passes to your show at Largo.
Yeah.
And why don't we do that while you are still here? People in the Los Angeles area, you're going to be doing your not spoken word.
Yeah, I
It
call
says
my
it's a
talking
live
show.
comedy DVD. Here's a live comedy DVD.
Both.
You do comedy.
It's not.
You
See, that's
fucking
wrong.
do. Says it right here in red.
Well,
Live
did you
comedy
do Rubber Chicken?
DVD. Swearing words in Glasgow.
Yes, it's because it's funny, but I'm not up doing stand up.
Bullshit, Ian. You're a fucking comedian.
Well,
You do it all.
I will say it's funny.
See?
I'm up there talking.
Do
a lot
they
of
laugh?
funny shit.
Does the crowd
Yes,
laugh all
yes.
at the same time?
Yes, all at the same time.
He's a comedian.
Yeah, I'm doing that at the Largo here in LA tomorrow night. My first ever West Coast show, and it's my book release party at the Largo on La Cienega tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And I'm really excited about it because I don't get to do these shows very often because Anthrax keeps me very busy. But I really enjoy doing them.
Sure. I saw the video. That's been done for a while, right? It's just coming out now. I think I saw this.
The DVD was shot. I was on a UK tour doing the talking shows back in early 13, I think, and it's just coming out now. Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, if everybody wants to see funny man Scott Ian, you're gonna be at Largo.
At Jackie's joke. Well, there it is.
Just get ready for a lot of. Jason pointed out one of the first things he, of course, goes to in my book. He literally opens to the page of me shitting my pants in an illustration, and that's actually that story with the illustrations is part of the show tomorrow night. I have like a big screen, and I flip the photos along with the story to punctuate the punchlines of certain things in it. The pictures help.
They help tell the story.
They
You don't want to
they
have an
definitely
actual
help.
photo. Thank God it was a long time ago, so we don't have the photo of somebody shitting their pants.
I kind of wish I had a photo of that from 1985. It would be pretty epic.
Jay.
Hey guys, I was just calling to see
Are you a nice person, Jay?
I am Jason. I'm the guy that mentioned Rancho Cucamonga that came a week earlier because I thought your signing was a week before.
He's a very nice person, Scott Ian.
Does he do the devil's work positively?
Do you work for the devil like in a positive way?
Absolutely, and I support him do
Okay.
things through Anthrax, you name it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Scott, I gotta be honest with you. Thank you.
Right on. Yeah. You could have 2 tickets.
There it is. I'm going to put you on hold. You just scored. Well done.
You guys are awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
And we all are.
I'm going to use that, doing the devil's work in a positive way.
See? Because it is. He's not that bad. You ever feel like
He's a really bad publicist.
Yeah, he has somebody the other person's publicist. He doesn't even have a publicist. Couple of kooks in a fake church with a cloak on. That's not a real publicist.
No.
Those people don't do anything. They're like Ku Klux Klan, but even like more useless. They can't get that much of a group together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
No,
they've only got
exactly.
like 6 of them. That's how lame they are. They
I
can't
know,
even
when-
convince like
When do you ever hear about like gangs of black-robed Satanists doing bad
it's like
things?
it's like 4 people max. You know, and they're probably like 3 of them are related.
Right.
They're all fucking each other.
Yeah. Even those bands over, like the black metal bands that burn down churches and stuff. It's just like the 3 guys in the band.
Yeah, yeah,
I
nobody's-
don't think the fans come out.
No, the fans don't even go there. Yeah.
Some of those guys did murder each other though.
They
Some
did.
of them did get.
Yes.
Didn't one dude like eat the other guy's brain?
Well, there's always one real guy. out
Yeah,
there
there's
keeping
one
it real.
guy.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
true, but it's
It's
not
a
like
big-
an army of them.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and trust me, nobody was following the guy that ate the other guy's brain. As a matter of fact, the other guy that got his brain eaten was probably like, I am not following you, you fucking insane idiot. And that's how he got his brain eaten. He went too far.
That's totally.
Do we have any more tickets to go away?
Sure, let's give away 2 more.
All right. Wait. Yeah. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Yeah, Kyle.
Did I have to dig in?
Well, that's not a very polite way to go about shit. How old are you, Kyle?
I'm 15.
You're 15?
Hey, I don't know if it's all ages.
It's not all ages.
Yeah.
You
Sorry,
have
brother.
to wait. Get it on CD.
Hey,
No, we'll not. You can get the DVD. Wait a minute. Is he old enough to hear live comedy from Scott Ian? You're probably a little...
I think 15-year-olds have heard the word cunt. I think it's okay.
We say cunt a lot today.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
This
cunty show.
is
yeah.
probably the most cunty show we've had in years.
I think times have changed. I think when I was 15, somebody could reasonably prohibit me from seeing cursing on a DVD. But in this day and age,
I was in Glasgow. That's where I filmed that DVD, where they swear quite a bit. In
Yeah,
Glasgow.
they say cunt all the time.
Yeah, as a nice word. Cunt is
Yeah.
like a term of endearment.
My friend in my
Yeah.
phone is sick cunt. He's a great friend of mine.
Yeah. So
He's-
in Glasgow, nobody cares about that word.
Yeah.
And but I just totally lost my train of thought. It was something about Glasgow and swearing. But I had the guy who edited my DVD. I had him do a cut of every single time I swear and like put it all together like
Yeah.
one of those super cuts. And
Yes.
it was like I think it's over 6 minutes straight,
Good for
which
you.
beats that movie Wolf of Wall Street.
Evil work in a positive way.
Yes.
Glad we're on the same page here. Are you fucking serious? Wait, who are you on hold with? How long are you on hold with?
our call screener likes to get to really personally know each and every one of our callers, which is wonderful in its way, but in terms of for the radio show, it presents some
855
issues.
Alice 41. I'm telling you, these other 2 people are not from. You got to be around here. You got to be California person.
Yeah, unless you're gonna fly in tomorrow, but I
Sure.
don't want to waste the tickets. I actually know some people who are flying in from France tomorrow for my show. That's pretty cool.
And then are they going to go to another show, like in America, or they're going back to France immediately?
No, they're on vacation in California.
For how long?
A week.
And they're going to see you.
Yeah.
The internet, huh?
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. All right, wait. How long does it take for you to answer a phone call? You're super fired. You got him? No, you're giving up. You're giving up. What?
Is there anyone else here in
I'll
LA
do it. I'll
to come
do
to
it.
the show tomorrow?
Hello, Jason Ellis Show. You're live.
hey, Jake, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm not too bad. Got to meet you a couple years ago when you were down in Nokia, and then back when you played for a friend of mine, Drysdale. And really like to congratulate you on all your success, and see if I can get some tickets to come see you again.
Woo!
All right.
There you go.
All the bells and whistles are on this guy, and we
Yeah.
found him by ourselves.
Do you live here in LA?
Yeah, I'm in not Riverside.
Oh, well, perfect then.
You're fucking in. You
See
just
you tomorrow.
scored.
Just make
Put you on hold.
make sure you get there by 8 so you don't miss it. You got a lot of traffic to deal with.
There you go. A man that thinks ahead. See you, mate.
All right.
If he's in Chicago, you're supposed to hang up on him because he's in Chicago, motherfucker. Scott, thank you for being on our show.
Right.
It's an
Thanks
honor.
for having me.
Always an honor.
Thanks for having me.
You have to come back and do unsigned bands and stuff because you're a special, real musician, and
I'll
it's
come
more.
back.
It's more apparent that they are shit and they don't have a chance in the music world when it comes out of your face than mine.
I will definitely do that.
All right, thanks, man. We'll be back.